A progress report and a true life adventure in Nature's Half Acre. Now, your host, Walt Disney.
On our first television program, we showed you a blueprint for a dream. Well, this is the blueprint. And the dream is Disneyland, the park that we're constructing near Anaheim, California. We promised to keep you informed as our dream became a reality. So, for a first-hand progress report, let's visit Disneyland now. We could go by car, of course. It's a pleasant 50-minute trip across town. But let's be different. Let's take to the air. Let's go by helicopter. Our point of departure is the studio front lawn. Although we're taking the flyways on this trip, in the future, you'll take the highways when you visit Disneyland. So we're going to travel along one of the routes you're likely to follow. But first, we'll take a swing down across the baseball diamond and over the rooftops of some of the main studio buildings. Then we're on our way. From Burbank, Dark Canyon Road cuts through the hills to join the Hollywood Freeway in historic Cahuenga Pass. Less than a century ago, this was only a stagecoach trail. At the entrance to the pass, the world-famous Hollywood Bowl, home of Symphonies Under the Stars. We're swinging down through Hollywood now, right past the crossroads of the entertainment world, Hollywood and Vine. Here you get just a glimpse of Western Avenue, the longest, straightest city street in the world, 25 miles without a turn from the Hollywood Hills to the Pacific Ocean. This is the four-level intersection in downtown Los Angeles. This is a city that has always grown outward instead of upward. And so the City Hall here, 22 stories, is about the nearest we've come to a skyscraper. Now we're moving east across the Los Angeles River, and we'll keep to the right, following the Santa Ana Freeway, straight on to the Disneyland turnoff. You know, the superhighways of America have many names, parkways, turnpikes, but here in California, since there are no toll charges, we call them freeways. We're approaching Anaheim now, almost there. Turn right at the next corner, Harbor Boulevard, and here we are at Disneyland. This location, by the way, was chosen with the aid of traffic experts as the most accessible spot in Southern California. And our visitors will have no parking problem. We will accommodate 10,000 cars. Our first job was to clear these 160 acres, and then the contouring began. And incidentally, to create the rolling hills, mountains, and over 2 miles of lake and riverbeds, we've already moved over 300,000 cubic yards of dirt. Of course, construction work has been going on for some time now. Here's the beginning of Main Street, a composite of all the small towns in America at the turn of the century. Here you can take a ride in the horse car past the old town hall, the opera house, the firehouse, and if you stay on to the end of the line, you will reach the hub of Disneyland where this camera tower now stands. The railroad station will be at the main entrance. And this embankment, called the berm, is the roadbed for a Disneyland railroad. It encircles the entire park. Each excursion train will carry several hundred passengers, and from them you can view the various realms of Disneyland. Now we're approaching Frontierland, and this is a dock site where you'll board a paddle wheel steamer for a trip through the rivers of America. Following one of these waterways, we come to another part of Frontierland, the Painted Desert, where a Wells Fargo stagecoach will take you through the Indian reservation. Fantasyland and the start of Sleeping Beauty's castle. Holiday Park, where you can drive a surrey or take a ride in the horseless carriage. And just beyond, Tomorrowland, where you take off on a rocket ship for a mythical trip through outer space. In this brief aerial tour, we've seen only the bare beginnings and not too much activity. But now let's cut back across the park, and after a little hedge hopping over the trees of Adventureland, we'll come in for a landing. Once we get our feet on the ground, I think we'll see a lot more action. The opening date for the park has been set for midsummer of 1955. And we could never meet this deadline without the complete cooperation of everyone who works here. I think you may notice that things are moving along pretty fast. In fact, unbelievably fast. Man, everywhere you look, things are really jumping. It's a bebop hop with everybody getting into the act. Check this frantic bulldozer. No, I guess you'd call it a super-duper scooper. Nervous, nervous. Another scent gent, strictly on the beat. Here's a cool tool, a Ferris wheel for worms. There's 25 miles of ditches to dig, and par for the course is a mile a minute. Well, dig this crazy digger. It's really digging the most. Now, how about this place? Hot rod houses and crew-cut trees. And when it comes to planting the greenery for scenery, look at this man go. Go, man, go, go. Dig it deep and throw it far out. Now, if Mother Nature will get in the groove, we'll really fracture that deadline. Sleeping Beauty's castle, but the cats are wide awake today. Uh-oh, lunch. Well, this figures. You work fast, you eat slow. Fair enough. Now somebody blows the whistle on you and it's back to the same old grind. Now they're slapping the skin on the old Opry House. Hey, get a load of hot hammer Herman here. The forecast must be for rain. Well, anyway, it all adds up to a short working day. Quitting time, and everybody hurries home except the night watchman. Well, of course, it was all a trick. And our trickster here is Stuart Jewell, one of our naturalist photographers and an expert in time-lapse photography. On top of this tower are 4 cameras aimed at the 4 major realms of Disneyland. They operate automatically through all the daylight hours. Checking, setting, and reloading them is a ritual that Stuart must perform regularly. Now, an ordinary camera takes 24 pictures a second. But these take 1 picture every 15 seconds. And of course, that makes things look a lot faster on your screen. It's as simple as that. Actually, we don't have these cameras up here just for fun. They keep a daily record of the growth and development of Disneyland.